Welcome to Reliance Stadium and the Meineke Car Care Bowl as the number 23 ranked Grambling State Tigers take on the 7-5 Northwestern Wildcats. First quarter action, GSU driving Kincaid keeps the option right and fights his way for 6 yards. A few plays later, Tez takes the handoff, gets great blocking and picks up 10. Later, Tez goes up the gut again, weaves through traffic and gains 18. The drive would stall and it would lead to a field goal. Northwestern takes over. Thornton keeps the option up the middle. Hatter overruns the play, and Thornton is gone. 72 yards to the house. Northwestern takes the lead 7-3. Ensuing kickoff, Justin Victorian catches it 1 yard deep. He starts up the middle, tries to bounce it to the outside, and gets popped. It's a fumble. McShepard from Northwestern jumps on it. Wildcats ball. And the Wildcats come out running. Thorson keeps the option up the middle and fights his way down to the goal line. The number 18 will punch it in from a yard out. 14-3 that quick, Northwestern. Next Grambling possession, Kincaid drops back and throws a rope to Salmon on the sideline for 15. Then check out this throw from Kincaid. Beautiful touch pass to Pate on the corner route for 24. A few plays later, Kincaid continues to dot the Wildcats defense. This time he hits route for 13. Grambling gets into the end zone on this run by Martez Carter. GSU would go for 2 and cut the Northwestern lead down to 3. But here comes Northwestern. Thornton keeps the option left. He gets great downfield blockers, and he turns on the Jets, but is dragged down after a 45-yard pickup. Thornton continues to run all over Grambling. He gains 9 more yards on this option. A few plays later, Thornton drops back. He hits Green on the outside, and check out the stiff arm on Jackson, and Green walks into the end zone. 21-11 Wildcats. Grambling would come back out throwing. Kincaid hits Pate across the middle for a 20-yard pickup. Then Kincaid goes play action, tries to hit Pate on the sideline, but Hardage comes from his safety spot to pick it off. Northwestern looks to extend their lead. Thornton hits Skawarnik on the corner for 21. Late in the drive, Bowden takes the sweep left, sheds one tackle, dodges another, and turns it upfield for 11. Then Thornton keeps the option right, follows his blockers, and is pulled down after picking up 12. Thornton would get his 3rd rushing touchdown on the day, this time from 6 yards out. Wildcats up 3 scores. Tigers come out running. Kincaid takes the option right and fights his way for 10 yards. Then DK1 would drop back and hits his favorite target, Clark, on the curl for 12. A few plays later, Kincaid drops back again and hits Salmon on the corner route. The wideout gets down to the goal line, and Martez Carter would punch it in for a Grambling touchdown, cutting the lead down to 10. But this Northwestern offense can't be stopped. Thornton drops back and throws a touch pass to Nagel for 15. A few plays later, Thornton drops back, but the G-men send the blitz, and Kendall Hill gets to the QB for a 7-yard loss. Northwestern settles for 3. Next Grambling possession, 3rd and long. Kincaid tries to throw across the middle, but is picked off by Igwabuki. Turnover number 3 for Grambling. And Thornton would come out throwing. He connects with Brown on the outside for 20. Wildcats offense rolling. Thornton hits Dickerson on the out route. He sheds a tackle, turns it upfield, and gains 18. Then Thorson drops back and hits Wilson on the slant, and he gets into the end zone. Wildcats up 20. 37 seconds left in the half. Kincaid would drop back. He scrambles right, sets his feet, and throws a gorgeous deep ball to Davis, who gets behind the defense, and Davis turns on the Jets and would walk into the end zone. What a play. But Northwestern has time on the clock. They look to put more points on the board before the half. Thorson hits Nagel for 22. Then Thorson hits Skwarnik on the outside for 17 in the first. Northwestern would kick a field goal and go up 16 at the half. The G-men's defense needs to wake up if they're going to get back into this game. Start of the 3rd, GSU 3rd and long. Kincaid drops back, scrambles left, and picks up 10 in the first. Then DK1 keeps the option right, turns it upfield, drops his shoulder for 13. Later in the drive, Flowers takes the handoff and walks into the end zone. Tack on a 2-point conversion, cutting the lead down to 8. But the Wildcats would answer right back. Thorson drops back and hits Skwarnik on the slant for the touchdown. But here comes Grambling. Kincaid would drop back. He scrambles right. He looks to go deep to Clark, but is picked off by Chiaro. Interception number 3 for Kincaid. And Northwestern looks to capitalize. Thorson hits Nagel on the outside for 10. A few plays later, Thorson keeps the option right, turns it upfield, and he's fighting his way for 19 yards. Then the big QB would get his 4th rushing touchdown on the day. Grambling trailing big, 55-33. But the Tigers are still fighting. Kincaid drops back, feels the pressure, scrambles left, turns it upfield, and is able to get the first down. A few plays later, Kincaid drops back and hits Clark on the curl for 15. Next play, Kincaid goes back to the air, and check out the touch pass to Salmon, Grambling inside the red zone. A few plays later, Kincaid calls his own number and dives into the end zone, Grambling down 15. Next Northwestern drive, Thorson drops back and hits Nagel across the middle for 16. The drive was stalled for Northwestern. They try to field goal, but the kicker pushes it right. No good. GSU takes over. Kincaid scrambles left, turns it upfield, and picks up 11. Then Kincaid goes back to the air. He's scrambling, sets his feet, and hits Tez across the middle for 13. Fourth down for GSU. Kincaid drops back, rolls to his right, and throws a dart to Clark. He turns it upfield, fights into the end zone. Tigers cut the lead to 7, but the Wildcats hit the ground running. Moulton takes the handoff, starts outside, cuts it back inside, and is off to the races. He's finally tackled after a 43-yard gain. Then Thorson sets up the screen to Larkin. He turns upfield, gets a great block downfield, and is pushed out inside the 10. A few plays later, Clayton Thorson gets his 5th rushing touchdown on the day. Wildcats break 60. But Grambling continues to claw back. Kincaid drops back. He scrambles left, sets his feet, and his route wide open downfield. The wideout turns it upfield and turns on the Jets. He gets caught at the 1. Then Jackson would take the handoff up the middle, gets into the end zone. Wildcats lead cut in half. Ensuing kickoff, Moulton catches it at the 2. He starts up the seam, gets 2 huge blocks that would spring him, and he's off to the races. He's finally tripped up after a 74-yard return. A few plays later, Moulton takes the handoff, throws a stiff arm, and walks into the end zone. 69 points for Northwestern. But Grambling still has time. Kincaid drops back, scrambles left, avoids the sack, and throws it deep to Tez behind the defense, and he gains 59 yards. Then DK1 drops back and hits Clark across the middle. He turns it upfield and gets to the goal line, where Tez would punch it in for 2 yards out, Grambling down a touchdown. Tigers set up for the onside kick, but Nagel is there to recover, and that would do it. Thorson takes the knee, and the game is over. Northwestern wins in a shootout, 69-62. DK1 finished 25 of 36 for 438 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Tez Carter carried the ball 21 times for 112 yards and 3 scores. Kincaid also rushed 17 times for 112 yards and 1 touchdown. Tez led the way receiving with 6 grabs for 94 yards, and Clark finished with 5 catches for 67 yards and 1 touchdown. On defense, Diamante Johnson led the way with 9 tackles. What a game and what a way to end the season. Even in a loss, I'm proud of this team. They were down 20 and they continue to fight. Thanks for watching, guys. Next up is the offseason, and it's going to be some big questions that need answered. Can we add the top 4 players on our board? Who will fill the shoes of Tez Carter going into our next season? What conference will GSU play in? All that will be answered in the Tigers Den podcast, so make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're brand new. And don't forget, you can always follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram at Big C Got Game. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.